Good day everyone and welcome to another vlog for the Exodus 7 to 12K JV project. Now this week I actually get to show you the finished shot of Moses and Aaron talking to Pharaoh, specifically Moses talking. Aaron was just kind of there being supportive in his own way. Now this is that shot where the floor opened up. You guys remember that from last week. This week God actually helped me to finish the shot, which took a lot of work, which we'll get into today. But quite frankly, I just want to show you guys the shot first. So I'm going to start it off with the flow in from about 2 or 3 weeks ago, where I did that other defocus kind of shot, you know, where he comes in from the left and he comes into focus. And of course, then we'll go into the new shot. So here we go.
Go unto Pharaoh, and say unto him,
Thus saith the Lord, Let my people go, that they may serve me. And if thou refuse to let them go, behold, I will smite all thy borders with frogs, and the river shall bring forth frogs abundantly, which shall go up and come into thine house, and into thy bedchamber, and upon thy bed, and into the house of thy servants, and upon thy people, and into thine ovens, and into thy kneading troughs. And the frogs shall come up both on thee and upon thy people, and upon all thy servants.
Isn't that cool? Just love it. So cool. Now the 3D shot, I'm going to show you it in 3D as well. I just quickly need to render it out. Okay, now if you have any anaglyph glasses, now would be an ideal time to put them on. I didn't add audio to this because, quite frankly, you just heard it. It's beside the point. Now this is the final 3D, and I'm also going to be showing you why I had to re-render the 3D aspect. Quite frankly, it was just too strong. So what happened was, around the back of Aaron's head and the back of Moses' head, the distortion was ridiculous. It really messes with the comfort with which you can view a 3D video. It was just nasty. It was just really nasty. So I'm going to be showing you this one, and then I'm going to show you that one. And as a bonus, I didn't even know that this was in there. The second part shows the too strong part, and it also shows the frog I had for the transition between the focus on Moses versus the focus on Pharaoh. So you guys get to see that as well. I took it out because it just didn't fit. Anyway, so here is the 3D one. And of course he's talking. And there's the switch. It's on that switch that I put the frog. Okay, as soon as he's done with his hand, we're going to see the too strong one. So here's the one that's too strong. Ooh, that pull. Oh my goodness, it's just horrible. No. It's just too strong, way too strong. Here it's a little bit more okay, but it's still that pull is too much. It's very uncomfortable to watch. It's okay here though. And here comes the frog transition. There. And of course he shows where all the frogs will affect. So I'm going to switch to 2D. Now this is not entirely 2D because the right side also gets a little bit of distortion, especially at the start, just to give that extra balance. But I just want to show you guys that frog again. Okay, so what I did was I wanted there just to be a little bit more interest, you know, as it switches. But the frog is just, it's too much. It's really too much. If it were a part where for example, the camera would be close to the ground or whatever, you could do that and get away with it more easily. Or if we're doing a program on frogs or something like that, you know, it would be more appropriate, or an action scene. But this just talking scene, you expect a much greater transition. For example, from the throne room to the fields, or something along those lines. You expect something like that. Or you would expect some sort of continuity between the transition and the next scene. For example, the frog comes past and then jumps into water, or something along those lines. So this is what it looked like in 2D. Let me just get it back there and play. There we go. And here comes the frog. Boom. Now obviously you can see I'm rendering the 3D out in full color. This enables pretty much any 3D method to use the footage, but I am doing it in side by side, which does mean half horizontal resolution. Thankfully with upscaling this should not be much of an issue. Like I said before, the plan is to upscale this to 4K, the final result, and upload that. So I don't think resolution will be an issue. But yeah, the frog. So anyway, let's get into how the frogs were created. Specifically, hold on, let me just get there. Especially these frogs. These ones in the floor. There's actually an interesting thing I want to point out to you guys that you need to look out for whenever you're doing something along those lines. Okay, so here we have the frogs. The frog sequence, you know, the footage that's in the floor. So the thing is, what I wanted to do is to show that there is no distinction yet made between Egypt and Israel, because the next part where the plague is actually applied, we have very little space to demonstrate this no difference situation. So what I wanted to do was I wanted it to be part of the you could say prophecy or warning. So that's why we have the white buildings plus the brown buildings. Brown for Israel and white for Egypt. And of course the water, because they come out of the water. So we have the buildings, and then we have the frogs come up. Of course, these are not all of them. I'm using a reduction so that my computer can actually show it. Now what I want to show you guys that turned out to be a very big problem, not in the final result because you don't see it, but definitely can be if you're going to zoom in, and that is that Blender's animation system, commonly known as the depth graph or something, I'm not entirely sure how you pronounce that, it doesn't have enough layers, so it struggles to update all the information it needs to update in the time that it needs to be updated, especially when it comes to parenting on parenting on parenting. It doesn't have all the layers required. So what happens is what happens to the frog legs. So watch what happens there. Okay, it's okay there, and boom, pops down. Boom, pops down. Now, obviously, I did not animate it that way, in case that wasn't obvious. Let me zoom in and show that again. You can see how broken they look. They're okay, and boom, pop out. Okay, pop. This comes in as a result of that lack of being able to update efficiently. So what happens is the objects kind of lag behind, and that makes the bones twist. I tried fixing this, but unfortunately the hack to fix it, you know, that you find here in relational extras didn't help. It really did not. So let me show you guys the other shot. This is the frog transition shot. I just want to what do you say about that pose? Look at that. That's what it's supposed to look like. He's supposed to jump and sit. Jump and sit. And then he goes obviously for more because this is the same frog as from the other shot. So he continues to hop. Now you can see the legs. Look at the legs. They don't pop with the knees going into the inside. The problem comes in with the update on these objects. Now, I have to be honest, that's kind of a relief. God will help me with another solution. I know He will. Okay, quick update. I know I just finished recording, but I just want to show you guys this. There is actually a way to fix it, and that is to insist on not using the, for goodness sake, the physics, and you're not going to use global. If you just add them to the particle system, you can actually get them to stay upright. And I don't know why sometimes it does not stay upright, but in this case, it works. It really does. If you have absolutely no physics running on the system or whatever, it really, really does work. So I'm just going to give it like a really ridiculous... You know what? I actually don't have to. All I have to do is just say show dyed particles. Boom. There they are. Isn't that cute? Look at that. So I can actually go back and fix it. I would really love to go back and fix it. I mean, it can look so much better without the legs popping and breaking with every frame. Not that it's really noticeable, but it can still make a difference. That's not good. That's really not good. Anyway, I mean, look at what happens when you rotate it back. 90 degrees. Oh gosh. RX90. Okay, there we go. Now that it's rotated back, see, it's correct again. That is all the work on Exodus for this week. So what I want to do is I want to show you guys something else. So this week, I finally got this updated or uploaded, let me put it that way. Vasily and I were, well, he was more resistant to the idea. I wanted to do it. Was to put a proposal on right-click select for an NPR shader in Eevee specifically. Now this applies to cycles as well, obviously. But finally yesterday I got it put up. The point is you guys can go give this an upvote on right-click select to show you guys support the idea. I wrote quite an extensive proposal for an NPR shader. About how it's supposed to work, examples, details about it, common resistances to an NPR shader, you know, questions of demand, why not cycles only, example over there, and a lot of references and a lot of links. So I definitely encourage you guys to go check that out. Give it an upvote. I'll put a link in the description and of course in the post with a little bit more information on it. And that's it for today. It's for this week actually. And that's it for this week. Hope you guys find the information useful on the frogs, that you guys avoid hitting the same speed bump. Have a great one and God bless you.